Hey, and welcome to our additional coaching video this week for No Bones About It, Puppy Day School, team training, and adult dog. Hey, so I want to talk about a couple different concepts today really quickly that a few of you have brought up. One of them is an essential skill for this type of program where we have your puppies during multiple days during the week. We are working with them, teaching them different skills, and then sending you coaching videos and written material about how you can elicit the same behaviors. There is a fact of this situation called the transfer of value. And what that means is that many of you have mentioned, oh, you see the videos, you see what the puppies do for us, and they don't really perform the same way for you. Now, there's a couple different reasons for that. One is that it's not, you are not a dog trainer. You are not a skilled professional. So there are nuances in things, there are nuances in things we do that you can't possibly know unless you've done this for a crazy amount of time and it's your job. The same way if you were, an attorney or a surgeon, I would have no idea how to do that. You could show me and I might be able to try, but forget it. Like, it's not gonna work. So there are things that we do that you might not even notice that affect how the dog responds to us. So that's number one. But number two, is this thing called transfer of value. And what that means is that the dog has to see the same value in working for you that it does in working for me or Melissa. It is very clear from day one when we start working with these puppies that when they perform particular behaviors, they know what the result is going to be. They hear that marker word the second they've done something right. And then they know, because it happens every single time, that a reward is going to follow. And the reality is, in everyday life, when you are working with your dog, that is not the case. And you are also having a lot of times when good things happen, but I've mentioned this before, we call them overlooked behaviors, and you're not rewarding overlooked behaviors. I spend a lot of time with these puppies when they just walk up and lie down for me. I haven't asked for it. I have this blanket here. They're just lying here nicely. Sometimes encouraged, but then I'm rewarding them for that. Just hang out and finch down. And the more you relax, the more you get rewarded. So finch down. Thank you. So look at it this way. Every single time that these puppies do something, think about it like a pay scale. I am offering, say, a $50 bill. We'll use human terms. Every time you perform a job in your life, you get paid a $50 bill. So yeah, you're gonna keep doing it. Maybe sometimes you get 100. Maybe sometimes you get a 20, but that's not very often. The pay scale is really high and it's variable. What happens with the puppies is that, hey, what happens with these puppies is they come home to you and all of a sudden the pay scale stinks. Maybe they get a 20, maybe occasionally they get a 50, but a lot of times they're getting a 0. They're not getting anything. Maybe they're not getting the appropriate feedback. And let's look at the most obvious, you don't practice. I'm not saying you don't do that, but the reality is, every time you take your puppy out, it's an opportunity to get 5 or 10 repetitions of something in. Do 5 hand targets, do 5 name games. If you have a secondary person, a kid or a spouse, when you go out on a walk, do some recalls back and forth, bring your really high value treats. Every time you interact, it's an opportunity for rewarding your dog for behaviors. So that's the way I really want you to think about it. And if you don't put the time in, your dog knows behaviors, but if you don't put the time in to do that transfer of value, then your dog's not going to work for you. That's just, it's that simple. The other portion of this is that your dog as a puppy does really well for a certain period of time. They're doing great. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I love the way they are. I don't need to keep rewarding for this. I don't need to keep practicing. My dog is doing great. And then you're gonna call me. I'm gonna tell you like 50%, maybe even 75 to 80% of my clients, I'll get a call at 7 months or 8 months. All of a sudden this dog's in adolescence. You haven't been practicing because they were really good, and now they're a terrorist. So we really need to make sure that hello sir, ma'am, we want to continue training all the way up through adulthood. And then still, do I bring treats on a trail? Yeah, my dog's like, I don't know, 12. I still bring treats. I still reward him when he does nice recalls. I would never expect you to do a job and not get paid for it. Doesn't mean I have to, no, but I do, because it does help. There we go. So that's a really important concept that I want you to really think about this week. I want you to remind yourself that every interaction, you can always be doing a couple repetitions of something to put that time in. So have a good weekend. We'll talk to you guys soon.